this video, we are going to discuss first order reaction. There is a reaction in which a reactant converts into product. When you write the rate law for first order reaction, you will get rate of reaction is equal to rate constant multiplied by the reactant concentration raised to the power 1. Because here the order is 1, so the power is also 1. Now try to find out the unit of rate constant. Rate of reaction is nothing but the change in concentration of reactant with respect to time. And the concentration is expressed in terms of molarity and time is expressed in seconds. So the unit of rate of reaction will be molar per second. And again the concentration is here, so its unit will be again molar. Now solve this equation. So molar will get cancelled out with molar. And the unit of K you will get per second. So the unit of rate constant for first order reaction is per second. Now come to the differential rate law. This is the general rate law in which rate of reaction is equal to rate constant multiplied by the reactant concentration raised to the power 1. Now write the rate of reaction as we studied in our earlier video. The rate of reaction can be expressed in terms of decrease in reactant concentration with respect to time. So the formula you will get rate of reaction is equal to minus dA over dt. Because both are the rate of reaction, so we can equate both the terms. So you will get minus dA over dt is equal to K multiplied by the reactant concentration raised to the power 1. So this formula is known as differential rate law. When we integrate this differential rate law, we will get integrated rate law. Let's integrate this differential rate law. Before integration, we have to rearrange the equation. So you will get dA over A is equal to minus K dt. Now integrate this equation within the limit A0 to AT and 0 to T. For the left side of the equation, we have the formula integral of 1 over x dx is equal to ln x. And for the right side of the equation, we have another formula integral of dx is equal to x. So we will get ln a limits a0 to at is equal to minus k. Same equation, but limits 0 to rearrange it. On solving the equation, you will get when you rearrange the equation, you will get a0 over 2 minus k is equal to log a0 minus 0. On solving this equation, you will get ln over minus ln a0 is equal to log a0 minus log. So this is the integrated rate law. We will get different forms of this integrated rate law. So let's see what are these forms. If you solve this integrated rate law on multiplying both sides of the equation by negative sign, on multiplying it by negative, we will get minus ln at plus ln a0 is equal to kt. Rearrange this equation. So we will get ln a0 minus ln at is equal to kt. We have the formula ln x minus ln y is equal to ln x over y. So we can rewrite this equation as ln a0 over at is equal to kt. We have another formula if ln x is equal to y. It can be written as x is equal to e raised to y. So we can rewrite this equation as a0 over at is equal to k raised to kt. So this is the another form of integrated rate law. Now if you solve this integrated rate law as it is, so you will get ln at over a0 is equal to minus kt. Rewrite this equation as at over a0 is equal to e raised to minus kt. So here we have seen two another forms of this integrated rate law. From this integrated rate law, you can derive another form of integrated rate law. So let's see what is this. Here ln a0 over at is equal to kt. Now transfer this t on the other side of the equation. As this t is here in multiplication, when you transfer this t on the other side of the equation, it will go in division. So you will get t is equal to 1 over t ln a0 over at. If you want to convert ln to log, you have to multiply it by factor 2.303. So you will get a is equal to 2.303 over t log a naught over at. So this is the another form of integrated rate law for first order reaction. This is the most important formula because on the basis of this formula we are going to solve many questions. So let's try to solve one question based on it. The rate constant for first order reaction is 7 into 10 raised to minus 4 per second. If the initial concentration of reactant is 0.08 molar, what concentration will remain after 35 minutes? First write down what is given in the question. In the question, order of reaction is given, it is first order. Rate constant is given, that is 7 into 10 raised to minus 4 per second. And the initial concentration means A naught is given, that is 0.08 molar. And time is given, that is 35 minutes. But here the unit of rate constant is per second. So you have to convert minutes into second by multiplying it by 60. So you will get 2100 seconds. Now we have to calculate the concentration remain after 35 minutes. That is, we have to calculate AT. We have the formula K is equal to 2.303 over T log A naught over AT. Now place the values in this formula. So you will get 7 into 10 raised to minus 4 per second is equal to 2.303 upon 2100 seconds log 0.08 molar over AT. Now transfer all number terms on the left side of the equation. So you will get 7 into 10 raised to minus 4 per second multiplied by 2100 seconds divided by 2.303 is equal to log 0.08 molar over AT. On solving left side of the equation, you will get log 0.08 molar over AT is equal to 0.6383. To remove this log, we have to take anti-log on both sides of the equation. So you will get 0.08 molar over AT is equal to anti-log of 0.6383. On taking the anti-log, we will get 4.35. Now rearrange the equation to get AT. So you will get AT is equal to 0.08 molar over 4.35. On solving the equation, you will get AT is equal to 0.0184 molar. And this is the answer of your question. Now come to the graphical representation of first order reaction. We have the equation rate of reaction is equal to rate constant multiplied by the reactant concentration raised to the power 1. We can rewrite this equation as rate is equal to K into reactant concentration plus 0 so that we can compare this equation with the straight line equation, that is Y is equal to mx plus C. So when you compare first order reaction with the straight line equation, Y can be compared with the rate so that we can plot rate on the Y axis, and X can be compared with the concentration of reactant. So here we have plotted reactant concentration AT on the X axis. Intercept, that is C, it is 0. If the intercept is 0, that means a straight line will originate from the origin. You will get a straight line that is originated from the 0. Here slope of this straight line will be equal to K. Because there are many forms for the first order reaction that we have studied, that's why there will be many graphical representation for that as well. We have another form of first order reaction, that is K is equal to 2.303 over T log A naught over AT. When you rearrange this equation, you will get AT over 2.303 is equal to log A naught over AT. We can rewrite this equation as K over 2.303 multiplied by T plus 0 is equal to log A naught over AT. Now we can compare this equation with the straight line equation. I just have written the straight line equation in reverse order. Mx plus C is equal to Y. When you compare both the equation, X can be compared with the time. So that's why on the X axis we have plotted time, and Y can be compared with the log A naught over 80. That's why I have plotted log A naught over 80 on the y-axis. Here intercept is 0. That means the straight line will originate from the origin with the slope k upon 2.303. So here this is the straight line with the slope k over 2.303. Intercept is 0. Now come to the another graphical representation of first order reaction. Same equation, but we are going to rearrange it in the another way. When you rearrange the equation, you will get Kt over 2.303 is equal to log A naught over 80. When you expand this equation, you will get Kt over 2.303 is equal to log A naught minus log 80. When you multiply this equation by negative sign, you will get minus Kt over 2.303 is equal to minus log A naught plus log 80. Now rearrange this equation. So you will get minus k 2.303 multiplied by t plus log A naught is equal to log 80. Now we can compare this equation with the straight line equation, that is mx plus c is equal to y. On comparing, you will see x can be compared with the time. So here we have plotted time on the x-axis and y can be compared with the log 80. So on the y-axis we have plotted log 80. Here you have seen intercept is not equal to 0. It has some value. That means a straight line will not originate from the origin. It will originate from somewhere else. Because here the slope is negative, that's why a straight line will go downward, having slope minus k over 2.303. This is the intercept. Its value will be equal to log A naught. Now come to the another graphical representation for first order reaction. We have another equation, At over A naught is equal to e raised to minus kt. When you rearrange this equation, you will get At is equal to A naught e raised to minus kt. Here reactant concentration is the exponential function of time. So here you will get this type of curve. Now come to the half-life of the first order reaction. Half-life is defined as the time required to consume half of the reactant. For example, there is a reaction in which A reactant converts into product. When we just have started the reaction, that means when T is equal to 0, initial concentration of reactant is equal to A. But the time when half of the reactant has consumed, that means only half of the reactant is remained. That means At when equal to A by 2. This time can be represented by T by 2. Now we have the values. A naught is equal to A, T is equal to T 1 by 2, At is equal to A by 2. Now place all these values in the first order reaction, that is K is equal to 2.303 over T log A naught over 80. So you will get T is equal to 2.303 over T half log A over A by 2. When you rearrange this equation, you will get K 2.303 T half log 2A over A. Here A will get. Now rearrange this equation so that we can calculate the value of T half. So you will get T half is equal to 2.303 over K. Here I have placed the value of log 2, that is 0.3010. Now calculate it. When you calculate it, you will get 0.693 over K. So this is the equation for the half-life of first order reaction. Half-life of first order reaction is independent of reactant concentration because in this equation there is no reactant concentration is involved. That means T half is independent from the reactant concentration. It depends only on the rate constant. So let's try to solve one question based on it. In a first order reaction in which A converts into product, 60% of reactant decomposes in 45 minutes. What is the half-life of the reaction? So first write down what is given in the question. Here A converts into product. Initially at time T is equal to 0, concentration of A can be considered as 100 because here it is given in percentage. So initially it can be taken as 100 after 45 minutes. That means T is equal to 45. 60% of reactant decomposes. That means how much reactant is remained? 100 minus 60 will be remained at the time 45 minutes. As we have to calculate half-life for the reaction, and half-life only depends on the rate constant. So first you have to calculate the rate constant. This rate constant can be calculated by the equation T is equal to 2.303 over T log A naught over AT. Place the values in this given formula. So you will get T is equal to 2.303 over 45 minutes log 100 over 40. Here 0 will get cancelled out with 0, and you can rewrite this equation as K is equal to 2.303 over 45 minutes multiplied by log 10 minus log 4. On solving the equation for logs, you will get K is equal to 2.303 over 45 minutes multiplied by 0.397. On solving the equation, you will get the value of rate constant, that is equal to 0.02036 per minutes. Now we have the formula for half-life, that is T half is equal to 0.693 over A. Here you just have to place the value of rate constant, so that you will get T half is equal to 0.693 over 0.02036 per minute. On solving the equation, you will get T half is equal to 34.03 minutes. And this is the answer of your question. I hope now you understand everything about first order reaction. In the next video, we are going to discuss second order reaction.